Hey, what's up? Get on the road, chicken. I hit a chicken the other day, a rooster. And normally I've hit a couple. It's really bad. You're like, oh man, you hit squirrels and stuff. You're like, oh, damn it. Birds. I hit a chicken, and I've hit a couple before, and they poof, puff, and the feathers go everywhere, and you see them behind you, and you're like, you know. But this one, it was right over here on the highway, and I was going like 50, so there was just no way. And the bird was trying to get away from another car, and it just went boop right into mine. But there was no feathers, and there was no chicken. So I thought, okay, maybe he got caught in my winch or something, you know. So I pulled up over at Kalia, and I got out, and there was the chicken. I have a grill on my truck, and it says Toyota. Well, he knocked out the Toyota part, and he slipped through a crack, a whole full-grown rooster. It isn't any bigger than this. And he was boofed right through there, and then he was running back and forth in my engine compartment, and I lifted the hood and pulled his ass out of there, and he flew away. So that was the miracle story there of that. That wasn't even what I was today's video. Every video is gonna be thank you so much, everyone, you know. Oh, you know, because I don't know, I'm just having a good day. You know, I've had some, you know, lately things have been great. I had a great road trip. My family, everything was the best. Things are getting great. Here's the secret: the greater you get within yourself, as far as like, there's my old truck, fucking beat up. That's my old truck, still going. It's probably got 200,000 miles on it, but it's a Tundra V8. I missed the V8 power. It's 6. I got a 4-banger. Oh, there, it's pathetic. But I still won every single race except one. There was this guy with this Subaru Sport, and he wanted to get where he was going more than I did. I'm usually just chilling. I look for the pocket. I find the ways to outsmart everybody, even the guys with the Beamers, even the guys with their Mercedes, the big trucks, way more horsepower than me, but they don't have the testicular fortitude, because I'm crazy and I think, okay, if I get a $500 speeding ticket, that's fine. You know, I'm ready to pay that. It'll be worth it. Never got pulled over because it's white. 1010 is a 2008 Nissan Sentra. It looks about as innocent as a nun in a robe, you know what I'm saying? But it does. I mean, I couldn't get it to budge 110, even going downhill. Now, here's the thing: I do put octane booster jet fuel in every gas tank, and I run her on premium, but that still doesn't mean the little 4-banger is gonna do diddly squat, you know. I mean, it is pathetic. And I'm like, but 1010 has been so reliable that I can't get rid of her. And it's a he, him, you know? Anyways, I don't know what the car's pronouns are. I'm probably botching this up. I don't know. Oh, it's an LGBTQ car now? No, it never was before until this video. But it's just it's a he, she, I guess. It's 1010, meaning tin can on wheels. I paid $4,000 for it, and it's just been running like a champ. The tires are brand new. Everything is just, it runs mint. So I every year I go from Yuma, where the car is parked, and my mom starts it up about once a month, just so that the battery and stuff, and every time I show up, it just fires right up. Put a little oil in it, it's nuts. And then it just drives me from Yuma, and then I do the hot springs tour. I hit all the hot springs: Harbin, Lithia, Brightonbush, Scenic, and there's a couple other ones along the way if I have some extra time. This time I didn't. Which one's my favorite? All of them, to be honest with you. And now my daughter, she said, I want to go with you. I said, you want to hit Brightonbush, which is my favorite, actually. Brightonbush is my favorite. It's way out in the woods. There's no phone. There's no technology. There's no even service, you know. And I love that, because then your nervous system, after a couple of days, I just camp on the ground, you know. So in Tintin and at my mom's house, I have all these tools, hatchets, and, you know, a couple of guns, and, you know, shovels, and the best camping equipment that money can buy, and the best backpacks. 2 backpacks full of equipment, excellent tents, sleeping gear. Could do 2 or 3 people probably in warmer weather. And it's also got some Arctic gear in there. So I have about 4 different sleeping bags for each different temperature range. And then if you're freezing your nays off in the Pacific Northwest, you just layer a couple of those sleeping bags. And it's just been absolutely epic, all that gear. And then I strap a bike on the back, a really nice bike, and I just get these bike races in. I climb mountains on the bike. It's just it takes an hour and a half to get to the top, and then 10 minutes to get down. It's just amazing. A lot of fun. And so Tintin has just been this amazing investment. And I'm trying to do it twice a year, but that was my summer vacation. And I vlogged it on the Elite Video Club. It was cool. I still have another vlog to put up. That was my, I did the Bell Loop, 110 degrees. And I was hallucinating by the end. By the end of that, I was literally like, I was starting to hallucinate. Like, I got to walk to Washington, D.C. and talk to Trump about peace, you know, and Israel and shit. And then I was like, then I got to go from there, and then I got to walk through Russia, and I got to talk to Putin about peace, you know. And then after I'm done with Putin and they all listen to me, then I'm going to go talk to Xi Jinping, and I'm going to tell him about peace, you know. And that's what happens when it's 100 degrees, 110 degrees, and you're training for the heat. That's why I was able to go into the Fully Raw Christina sculpt class, is what it's called. And it's hot in there, and you are sweating. I mean, my whole yoga towel was soaked. My shorts were soaked. I was soaked. I had good cardio, and I was able to handle the heat easily. And I got through it pretty well. I still had strength left at the end, you know. And there was this other girl she was kind of motivating me. She was in front of me. She was Wonder Woman. She was fine, dude. She was strong, healthy. Like, I love healthy women. It's amazing. But she was also very fit. So I was like, I ain't gonna get showed up by this little girl, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there just pumping it. I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, you ain't doing too bad there, champ. I don't think you're out of the game. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm 50. I'm out of the game. You know, I ain't got a girlfriend. But I actually just went on a date right now, and it was absolutely epic. And you ain't even want to hear how old she is, because y'all will be pissed. But on Kauai, there's always an age gap, because the dudes are finally mature and the women are more mature, and that's just how it works. But it was great. It was amazing. I'm feeling really good about that experience that I just had, because it's been a while since I've been able to feel anything, you know. And that was my own internal purity and cleanliness that I'm going through. But I did so I'll go back to the Bell Loop. That was a 10-miler in 110 degree heat. And I don't take water with me, you know. And then what I do is, once I get out there, everyone's done early in the morning. They get out there, they get done. When you get back to the parking lot, there's nobody there. 1 or 2 cars left. There's 20 or 30 when you get there in the morning, but they're all doing the small loop. I did the big loop, which was the Bell Wingate Bell Pass, and that was 10 miles in 110 degree heat with no water, which is really not a good idea. These dudes were at the trailhead, and they were telling me, where's your water? I'm like, I'm actually training specifically without water to force my body to learn how to do it. I think everyone should learn how to do heat hiking and survive that, and train yourself up for that, and the cold hiking as well, to be able to train your mind and your body for that, so that if the shiznit ever hits the proverbial fizzan, you don't have to. That's why the fasting is good. Like, oh, at least I know I can go 40 days before I start eating the baby's legs, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone, after about the 3rd day, everyone starts they want to eat the baby's legs, you know, or something. You know what I'm saying? After all the candy bars and the crackers are gone, after the plane falls down, you know what I'm saying? So they're looking at the baby's legs, and it's like, listen, because that's what everyone thinks. We're going to starve. It's 3 days. I'm like, bro, you can go about 90 days without food, chub, and you can go at least 75. I could probably go 60 before I start starving to death. Now, people don't know that, but they don't understand it. I've been through it. I already know. I wasn't even hungry after 40 days of just water. They don't want me talking about that, so be quiet. But anyhow, so I go out and do all that training. I got another vlog for the Elite Video Club, and then we're going to hang out, because I've been trying to do a little video marathon on here, and I wanted to thank everybody because, you know, it's as much as I complain about the Google and all that crap, I'm still here. I got my little head still above water. I got gas in the tank and some watermelons in the fridge. So, you know, I don't have them get on Chinese hookers like I used to. I'm just kidding. But am I? No, but the Chinese massage therapists is what I say, because they rub the butt. The white girls, they go to this white school and they ain't no butt rubbing. It's like, if you want me to be relaxed, you got to rub my butt. And those Chinese girls, that's the first thing they do, because that's where all the nerve endings are. So then everybody's like, I'm so relaxed. And they ask, you know, half of them, do you want, you know, and I say, no, I do not want, you know, because I don't want to be. Now, some guys disagree with me. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of these days they're going to explode, you know, but it's been about 2.5 years. And I just don't feel, I feel like it just gives me strength. And I've learned to control it even better. So that's another thing. But you could argue about semen retention and the dualistic opposites of that. You could argue about the food trip and the dualistic opposites about that. You could argue about religion and the dualistic opposites of that, but then you can just sit in the middle and be like, this is what is happening with this one right now. And then you don't have to judge anybody else and think you're better than them. Like, I'm 2.5 years on semen retention. How long are you? I just jerked out 10 minutes ago. You're a loser. You're a low-level piece of crap, and I'm better than you. You know, that's what we do in our society. You know, oh, you just ate a Taco Bell? I'm better than you. That's like the Jim Carrey joke. He'd be like, oh, so you eat a McDonald's? I didn't know I was better than you. I love Jim Carrey and I love Josh Blue. More clean. Josh is a little less clean. Not Jim Carrey, but Jim Gaffigan. Sorry, Jim Gaffigan. He's always, you know, clean and stuff, and he's funny, and sometimes funnier than others. Josh Blue is funny, and sometimes funnier than others. Just like every other comic, they have their night, you know, and sometimes they flop. It just depends, you know, on a lot of different things. So they put their best stuff up. Comedy makes you laugh, and then comedy's the problem, because that's what makes me keep swearing, you know. Otherwise, if I didn't see that, well, I'd probably watch a few movies with swear words in there too. But I'm trying to get right with Jesus and stop all my cursing, all that stuff, and trying not even to mention the Chinese hookers, which is more of a joke, but still, just because we gotta have fun, and who's gonna rub my butt? Okay, if I had a girlfriend, I would buy all the stuff. Just gotta rub my butt. Okay, and I went to the butt class this morning with Christina. We did the butt, and I got the abs too. My abs, I'm feeling my abs more than my butt, because I do a lot of cycling and hiking, which works those glutes, lunges and yoga and stuff like that. But man, my abs really got it this morning. That was the final phase of the class, so it was butt and abs, but I called it, I told Lulu and Christina, I said, this should be, let me see, what did I call it? Bring that ass back? Keep that ass? I don't know, something like that. It's a class, because it was like glutes, you know, and I'm like, it's about the booty, baby, because it's got to be popping, you know? So if you can work the booty with the yoga and the cycling, and the best one, and Lulu and I argued about this morning, but I was like, no, I believe that it's the stairs and it's the lunges. But if you really want to work that booty and keep it popping, because the booty is where the hormones, that's where you know either the hormones are popping or they're flopping, you know? So if your hormones are popping because you're keeping things popping, then you're popping. But if you dropping, then you flat because of all the hormones. Now, ain't nobody gonna be popping forever, but you got to try to milk it as long as you can by, you know, eating right and exercising. And if you go to a class like I did this morning, just to support Fully Raw Christina, because I ain't gonna lie, I hate them. There's my cursing again. I hate the sculpt classes because it's too hot, it's too hard. I don't want to work out like that, but no, I do need it. That's why I mean. And the reason why it's hard for me is not so much the cardio, not so much the heat, not so much the output, but it's the thinking. Like normally when I ride my bike, I don't gotta think. When I lift weights, I don't gotta think. When I go hiking, I don't gotta think. So I'm doing all this exercise, staying healthy, I don't gotta think. But when you go to do the sculpt class, you have all these little Pilates moves and stuff, and you actually gotta think. And that's what burns up the calories. You can fry an egg on my head. I'm trying to figure out, okay, all this weird stuff, you're like, okay, you know, it's just, you're trying to do all these crazy moves, you know, that are all these weird things with your arms and your legs. And, okay, now only 2 inches in, and then boogie bangy bongy, it's all this weird. So that's what's hard for me. So my brain gets a workout, but it's good for your brain muscle coordination. I think it works for your dopamine and serotonin too, because I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. I just made a video. I don't even know what the heck I said. But I just got a nice message from the president at Paradigm, and I'm grateful because I made it through another month, and he's grateful, and all the families over there are grateful to me, and all the people that are utilizing, you know, the herbs and the enzymes to get their colon cleaned out. And I've got a million more questions now from the last videos. So I'm going to keep making these videos. It's just like, if you clean out your colon, that's the main thing, because then the acne goes away, the bloating goes away, the stink of your armpits goes away, the bad of your breath, the sticky mouth, the metallic taste, the fermentation, putrefaction, rancidification, you know, and the lethargy of the tissues. Yes, I mean, but you've got to get the colon cleaned out first so that you can absorb that electrical nutrition from the living foods. And I'm not like a hardcore, I don't go around telling anybody, because I think you can be healthy even at 50-50. 80-20 would be better. And then when you're 100% on point with the live foods, you're just zinging. It's clean, clear, high water, flushing the system, energizing it. I still have found a good balance. My little philosophy for my own self is like carbs are the most important, because your brain and your body is burning up the carbs, and then secondarily like amino acids, and then third like some wholesome healthy raw fats, because that's why I was saying, you know, when you cook the food, you cook the fats and cook the carbs and cook the proteins, and that's where you get the coagulation. And then that's why you use the dish soap, and the dish soap is the enzymes, you know. And so everybody uses the dish soap, or everybody uses the enzymes to clean the plate and the pan. But then when I suggest using enzymes to get that same grease out of their body, that's why humans are insane. They keep their car clean, they keep their house clean, but they don't keep their body clean. So they're using the enzymes for everything under the sun, except for the one place it really matters, you know, and that's inside your body. You can buy new clothes, you can buy a new car, but you can't buy a new body. So use the enzymes to keep the grease and the sludge and the slime out of your system with the juicing and the enzymes. Juicing enzymes. That's all I'm on today. It's probably why I'm high as a kite. Dan McDonald's, you're ungrounded. I'm going home I bought some lettuce. I got some avocados at home that are popping. I'm gonna go have a snack. God bless you. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave. I don't know if I said anything of value, but But I had a good time, and I hope you did too. God bless you. Peace be with you. Clean out your colon, you nasty beast.